Hello, this is Ken Ferry with this week's Boots in the Field report. Last week was a big week, especially for bean planting. Many growers reported that they finished up all their early beans on Friday or were very close to getting it done anyway. Getting all your beans in, your early beans in before Easter, that's a true Easter gift. Most areas received rain throughout the weekend, hearing rates reported in from 0.8 to 2 inches. Now, drought map was showing some pretty good improvement, and this added rain will help it even look better. I sure like going into the planting season with a full tank. Some pockets received heavy rain events, which will mean we'll have to watch the planted acres for that crust forming. Be ready to hoe if necessary. A lot of growers rolled out the corn planters in the yellow light to get those first day willies out of the way. Those corn acres will need to be watched as well as from crust forming if you got those heavier rains. We're now in a green light for corn when the soil conditions are dry enough for planting. And that forecast looks like we're going to stay green, guys, so let's let the ponies run. But don't take your eye off those early planted fields. If they need help, be sure to help them. Planter technology and planter monitors have made a major improvement in getting the picket fence stands we want. With that said, farmers who rely on the planter monitor only usually get bit. And farmers who ignore the planter monitor usually get bit as well. When it comes to monitors, use Ronald Reagan's approach. Trust but verify. Some of you younger growers may have Googled that one. Use the monitor to identify the correct downforce. Keep lightening up the downforce till the monitor tells you you're not maintaining depth. Then add downforce till depth is maintained. At that point, get off the tractor and do your cross sections of the furrow, checking for any sidewall smearing. We don't want to see a seam in the furrow where both sides come together. We want that furrow closing without any evidence of how that seed got there. Now, sidewall smearing comes from too much downforce, too wet of conditions, or both. If you can't get rid of sidewall smearing without losing adequate depth, it's too wet. Now, don't only check the dry parts of the field. Of course, check the wetter ones as well. Be careful with the row cleaners. Only remove residue and do enough tillage to allow your disc openers to flow through the soil. Don't plow all the dry real estate off the top with your row cleaners and then set your depth wheels in the wet soil. Run on top of that dry soil and plant into the soil moisture. Plan on spending a lot of time on the ground behind your planter that first day or two getting comfortable. After that, at least a couple times in every field to verify the monitor. The better job you do of labeling your hybrids in the monitor, the easier it'll be for everyone that comes behind you, from your sprayer operators to bug scouts to combine operators, all the way to the yield map meeting in the fall. Take time to punch in the correct data before you start the field. Trust me, everyone else will appreciate it. Plus, it beats writing it down in a pocket notebook that many times ends up going through the washing machine. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a written copy as well, but the digital records can be shared so much easier. Remember, with corn, we plant the early maturing numbers first, and we end with our full season corn last. This will mitigate some risk of having all your corn pollinating at the same time. If you do it the other way around, all your corn is going to pollinate in the same week, and unfortunately that could be a 103-day week, and it's all going to be ready to harvest at the same time, which puts a crunch there. So let's stretch out the risk by mitigating it, planting our short seasons first, our full seasons last. This makes it easier on the rest of the crew when it comes to scouting, spraying, and harvesting. If you haven't run any seed samples ahead of time, might not be a bad idea to save a sample from each lot, store it in a cool, dry place until the crop comes up. If you get good emergence, discard the sample. If you end up with poor emergence, send the sample off to check the quality of it. This will allow you to identify if seed quality had anything to do with your poor stand. Now, I realize the horse is already out of the barn when you close the door, but this may help your scouts when you're trying to figure out what happened. I'm pumped about the 2025 crop as it is right now. We have a record number of early beans planted, and based on the forecast, most of our corn is going to go in on a green line. You know, we need to start with a 300 bushel stand to get that 250 to 300 bushel crop. Yeah, there's a lot of growing season ahead of us, but things are looking good here at the starting line. You may be very well planting your biggest corn and bean crop of your career right now. The guys are finishing up the spring testing, and they'll get rolling into the summer testing. So if you haven't squared away your summer testing needs, let's get that done while we're in this little rain delay. To stay up to date, check out our website at croptechinc.com and subscribe to our podcast, Boots in the Field Report. Keep her safe, keep her moving.